Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm good. How was your week? Again, my favorite part of the week. I get to see you once a week now.
Ah, it's been
We were
lovely.
talking, and I'm just like, oh, you're like my most consistent friend. I see you once a week from 3,000 miles
Mm.
away. I love it.
It's like when we used to do Wine Wednesdays when you lived here, every every Wednesday. Oh,
Yeah.
I miss that. Now it's just something whatever Mondays. We'll find some alliteration. Here we are. Back in
So
the time
here we
machine.
are.
Oh,
Yeah.
so welcome to my
So how
cards
was your
told me
week?
to.
What'd you do? Oh, yeah. Welcome to my cards told me to. Hello.
I'm just gonna keep holding my
Um,
glass right here the whole
just
time.
take a sip and then tell me about what happened, what you did this week. What'd you do this week? You guys, if you don't care what we did this week, fast forward.
Yeah, but
Really.
we're just catching up.
Either way,
Um,
we just catch up.
so Big Beeb, my oldest Beeb, turned 18 on Saturday.
So exciting.
Ooh, I've been crying for like 2 weeks straight. I also got my period, so that also explains a lot of the tears, but also he turned 18. So, because I was like, man, I'm so emotional. I'm way more emotional than I thought I was going to be. And then I was like, oh, that too. Got it.
Yeah, but
Um,
turn that's so huge. You're like,
mm,
oh, wait till he moves out.
nope, we're not talking about that.
All
Thank
right.
God everything's so expensive right now because he still has to live with me. At least for the time being. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair
You
right
said
now.
he's going to prom.
He is tomorrow, which is weird. It's a Tuesday. Why are you having prom on a Tuesday? I guess maybe it's cheaper, whatever. But yeah, so prom is tomorrow, and they're going as a group, which I freaking love
I
because
love
F all
that.
that noise of having to try to.
All that shit that we had to do, like find the date and do the thing and buy the flower and make sure your bestie has a date, and then you all have to go as a thing and get the card. It's so stupid.
Yeah,
And then everybody
they're
wants to touch everybody's butt and wiener at the end of it. So go as a group, and then there's no pressure.
exactly. Yeah, so then there's prom, and then he graduates in a couple
Oh,
weeks from high
I love that.
school. Period. Point blank done. I'm like, oh, my
Do they have the big
baby.
walking? Did they have the big walking ceremony?
It's gonna be at Shays in Buffalo.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fancy and big.
It's a fancy big school. The school's like the size
Yeah,
of freaking UB. It's ridiculous.
that's
It's huge.
crazy.
Yeah.
Beans was on the football field in the hot sun.
But like that's a beautiful 80s movie. Like what the heck? Why don't we
No,
have that?
it was hot and sweaty, and you weren't
Mm,
allowed to leave. It was like they you weren't allowed to leave because, and I get it and I understand and that's fine. And his last name letter is in the middle, so whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's because they didn't want everybody to leave after their kid was called and just have people walking out, and then the people with
Bone
the
out.
one near the end of the alphabet is like sitting there with three people in the
Oh.
stands, like you weren't allowed to leave, which is was fine, but it was also very sweaty,
Yeah.
so
Mm-mm.
sweaty,
But
so sweaty.
but
Yeah,
yeah, so that was my
so
week. How was yours?
good. I went and I saw my friend who lives like an hour away, which in LA terms is nothing. She doesn't really like if we lived anywhere else, she'd be 20 minutes away, 15 maybe, but traffic. And we went to see Eliza Schlesinger
Ooh.
comedy show and it was like an early show, which is great. And then we got there and I didn't realize that it was like a try out my new material for my upcoming special show. Also great. The opener, great. It was a brand new venue, great, super cool. And then we went to this place called the Witch's Cottage in North Hollywood. If you ever come visit here, look it up. It's amazing. It is. I hate theme shit. Like I hate it when people open a theme bar. Makes me
I'm
mad
looking it up
because
right
I
now.
always feel like it's either really corporate. What?
So I'm looking it up right now. Go on.
Oh yeah. I always think it's like really corporate or it's just poorly done or whatever. This is like they've been building this for years and they had like a GoFundMe and they're in this like old bank building and everything is so well curated, like all the way down to the staff. Like everybody that works there is exactly who should be working there. And all of the artwork is beautiful. And like the cafe is gorgeous. And there's an entertainment space. And they had the day we went, they had burlesque upstairs. We didn't go, but they had it. And the food was delicious. And the coffee shop super cute, and they also do events and they have like art events in the parking lot, and they have like a solstice event coming up. They have a solstice ball, and then they have like a solstice art thing happening, and they have sound baths, and it was gorgeous, and I loved it. And you guys should follow them, even if you're not local.
Yeah.
And then if you come on vacation to California, you should go there. It's in North Hollywood. It's very cute.
I don't
That's
think
what I
they have
got.
an
And then I came
Insta.
home, and there were what
I don't think they have an Insta.
they should,
Go. Oh.
Witch's Cottage, North Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. So
Oh,
nothing's coming up for profiles. Get
oh,
on it,
well,
Witch's Cottage.
no, I think they have one though. Maybe I'm
Oh,
saying
well,
the
you could
name
send.
wrong.
You know what? We
Okay, I'll
will
send it.
link it in the thing later.
I'll link it. I'll link it in the thing. And what else? Oh, and then I came home late, and there were two raccoons in front of my house, except like they brought a friend, except there was also two bags of dry dog food all over my street because my neighbors, I have a pantry in front of my house for my neighbors to get whatever foods they need or whatever. And then whatever, two times in a row, third episode, doing great right out of the gate.
Drink.
And I also have a pet pantry, and it had stuff in it, and somebody threw it out. Like they took the whole thing and they dumped the bin and threw it in the trash. So one of my neighbors had dropped off too, because I went on the page and complained that somebody threw out all the pet stuff. We don't know who or why, but my neighbor came and dropped off two bags of dry dog food, and then I wasn't home, and the raccoons were like, thanks, and all over the road. So came home and was like, I'll just clean this up in the morning, and then I didn't need to because I guess the coyotes came and ate it. So that was my week, but it was a very fabulous weekend, and I had a
Well,
really great time. So
hopefully the coyotes didn't eat the raccoons.
I think that, I mean, they walk down the street like they're patrolling, but
The
honestly, I think they're really fucking lazy because everybody in here, we got to notice like, don't feed this and don't put food out for that and don't whatever. And everybody is secretly putting bowls of food out at night because there's like feral cats and stuff in the neighborhood. And I think the coyotes are just like, I'm not chasing anything. There's food on these streets.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I mean, would you? That's how dogs became
No.
domesticated.
Right. So now I
They're
have a
like,
pet
oh,
coyote. No.
yeah, new tarot card.
Right. As soon as I can get one of those guys onto my porch, we have a new tarot card.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna say
So,
something really quick. Oh, go ahead.
yes. No,
I
go.
was just gonna say about that. So, like the cute little animal tarot cards in her cover art are all little animals from her outdoor zoo. And we also understand it's AI generated right now. We know that. But our friend, who is a beautiful, wonderful graphic design artist, is being paid to make us our custom art. I just have had a couple people reach out and be like, "Is this AI generated?" Blah blah blah, and I'm
Right.
like,
So we're not, yeah, right. We recognize it is. We just really wanted to get this up and going before we decided we didn't want to do it. So,
well, not only that, Spotify wouldn't let me start an account, a creator's account, unless I had some kind of art, and I'm like, well, I got to do something. It's only gonna be a couple
it's fine.
weeks.
It's fine. We're going to have great, Jules is going to make us great, fabulous art. And then we
Mhm.
will make sure that we credit her and have all of her contact stuff because she does great art.
Oh my God.
And y'all should go check her out as well. All right, let's jump in. Hey, come back if you care. If come back, you don't have to listen to our day anymore. We're done.
Razzle dazzle.
Right. Okay. So, what planet is in the microwave? Hey, guess who it is, everybody? It's everybody's favorite planet. All right. Mercury's in retrograde from June 29th to July 23rd. However, we are in the pre-shadow, which began on June 12th, which is just kind of a, hey, guess what's coming? So from June 29th to July 23rd, which is the redirect. Now, I personally, and I know everybody's just like everything gets all fucked up during Mercury retrograde, and it's going to be terrible, and all my electronics are going to shut down, and everything's awful, and whatever. I look forward to it. It's never bad. So
Mindset.
we're going to go through this, and so the most affected signs for this one in particular is it's going to be everybody. And this is also go look up your chart or get your chart done because it kind of matters where everything lands because you could have any of these in your placements, and where they are in your placements could be how much stuff affects you. So, so the
Homework.
most affected signs are going to be Cancer, Virgo, Gemini, Pisces, and Sagittarius. So you're not off the hook, Taurus.
Fuck. Okay, go on.
Okay. Okay. So it's in Cancer. So what's going to come up a lot is going to be old conversations, a lot of like
Alzheimer's.
memories.
A lot of Alzheimer's. You bring up the past, yeah? Because they can remember the
Right.
past.
Right. Unfinished goals, dreams that you forgot about, abandoned plans, that type of thing. All of this stuff is going to kind of come bubbling to the surface. And you're going to go, oh, look at this thing I didn't finish. Or look at, like exes, old friends from your past, things like that. So, people are going to get kind of melancholy about the past and really, let me make that phone call. So just, be aware. Okay. So it's not really about setbacks. It's about realignment with your life path. This is a huge year. So, and like last week we talked about releasing and welcoming in and stuff like that. So like everything's kind of connected. Like we're trying to keep it moving in order. So it's not about setbacks. It's kind of about realigning with what your life path is going to be and what that looks like. Releasing your new distractions. So if you brought something in recently and you kind of see it that it's sort of a distraction and it doesn't align with what you really want your path to be, get rid of it. Time to get rid of it. Just whatever. Becoming and then kind of becoming refocused with your own self. Like, what do you want? What do you want moving forward? What do how does that work for you? So, and it's creating a space for deeper clarity where you can make more solid decisions. You're going to have breakthroughs, which you can only get after having like a solid pause, like a meaningful pause, and like a reflection about what's going on. So this is, remember last week we were talking about, like we're in, fire horse energy, but you want to take a pause. This is a really good opportunity to take a pause. Take a pause. Like it's in retrograde, so it's moving
Slowing down.
backwards. Right. So it's slowing down. Use this, like, don't fight it. Don't like, you don't want to rush forward, during this
That's,
month.
I just
Take
had
a
like,
pause. Like you don't
yeah,
want to do new stuff. You want to pause so you can have all the information to make the decisions when it's over, but reflect. And you're just kind of going, okay, what do I got going on? Is this new? Is this new in the last like 3 to 6 months? Does this work for me? Maybe not so much, but you have a month to make a decision. But look at everything. You want to look at everything. This year is going very quickly. We're halfway through. So anything from the beginning of the year to now, you kind of want to reevaluate and be like, okay, I'm going to slow down now. I'm going to take my break now. I'm going to look at what's going on and I'm going to kind of move forward accordingly.
it's that
Um,
hangman energy.
yeah, right, exactly. So it's kind of creating a space for deeper clarity, for you to make more solid decisions. You're going to have breakthroughs. Okay, so I said all that. Okay, and then it's going to feel like you might have like a delay in your plans. Like you're like, oh, I'm going to do this thing. And then there's kind of a like, oh, well, I thought I was going to be farther along. It's fine. You just sit in it. It's not failing. It's not going anywhere. It's just rest. Take a beat. Um, and then it's important to recognize what's been simply a glorified distraction for you, or like a temporary band-aid for something that you really need to look at, or you really need to solve through, or oh, I'm just going to do this instead of that seems too big. That's a distraction and a band-aid. Get rid of it, because you have 6 months to the end of the year to make your life fabulous. Like if you have this huge goal but you're like distracted by this bullshit thing, get rid of it, because it's going to affect your goal. um and then just take this time also to reflect on past behaviors that are fueling your current decisions, and what you actually want your life to look like. What do you want your life to look like? Do you want your life to look like what you're sitting in right now? If that doesn't align with what you have going on, make some changes, or make a point to make some changes. You have a month to make the change, but make some changes, because at the end it's going to redirect and we're going to be moving again. So you kind of have to have an idea of what you want to happen. And if your choice is on this bullshit thing, that's what you're going to get. So really, really, really look at what your choices have been, or where you're kind of being complacent in what's happening, and you're like, oh, it's good enough, or it's fine, or it's whatever. Let's just see what happens, or I'm going to sit, again, like with the job, or it's don't. You have an opportunity. You have a whole month opportunity that everything is resting and everything's kind of going backwards and slowing down, and just sort of look at
Well,
all of that.
do what's working, what's not working, what's helping, what's hindering, and then move forward from there.
Right. Right. So I did how it's gonna affect each sign. Sorry, I had to read. I'm like, what did I do? How it's going to affect each sign, but by group, I'm not going to. So Cancer, it's in your sign. So we're going to do Cancer separately. It's a period of deep emotional release. You're processing unfinished business and letting go of all of your old narratives. So do that. But like, this is inner work. And again, not trying to turn this into a therapy podcast, but everything's connected. So do some inner work
Yeah.
and look at, what are my old narratives? What am I really holding firmly to that might not serve me anymore? Or that's an old belief that clings to a different thing. Just, so Cancer, this is you. Fix your shit.
Say shit or get off the pot.
Fix your shit. Gemini, Virgo, me, Sag, and Pisces, it's like, be careful with your communications. There might be tech and travel delays, which is like normal shit. So if you're traveling, give yourself a little bit more time. Your tech might, whatever. That's normal. That's like, Mercury's in the microwave bullshit that everybody says is going to fucking happen. I am not very tech savvy, so I just assume it's me, no matter where the planets are. I don't know. It's probably not plugged in. That's my fault. I don't know. Um, there
Probably not.
are, what does it say? Hold on. Be really careful with new or recent offers or partnerships that might come with a hidden agenda. So it might look really great on the surface. Hey, do you want to come do this market with me? You want to share a booth with me? You want to split the booth fee with me? You want to whatever? Well, why? You never offered to do that with me before. It's always been a separate, like, why? Like, what's the hidden agenda? What might there be lying underneath the surface of a new partnership, or a new relationship, or a new part-time job, or a new offer from a friend that never offers you anything? Like, just kind of take a step back. You have time, have a whole month. Take a step back and be like, well, what are they gaining, and why are they offering that now? Why are they suddenly doing this thing now when they didn't do it before?
Yeah.
Like, why are they showing up with this like promise of this thing, and you're like, oh, but I've known you for a while and you've never done that. So what's the agenda? So just be kind of careful of that, because that can affect your future plans. That can affect your future timeline if you buy off on their bullshit and subscribe to their thing that's going to help them with their agenda. And now you're kind of stuck holding the bag, and you're like, oh, I'm just giving. I'm not getting anything in return, or
Yeah.
it's not the thing they sold me, or it's not, they're selling you a bad product. So just be careful with that. Aries, Libra, Leo, and Scorpio. Why is Taurus not on this list?
Because we get off scot fucking free? No?
Sure, why
Yeah.
not? I don't know. You're not on my list. I'm sorry. Who did I leave out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Did you leave
Well,
out all
that's
the
all I
earth?
got. Well, no, because Virgo's
No, but yeah, I would say
Virgo's
Virgo's.
up in this
Yeah.
other Virgo's up in the group that's like, just be careful. It's like Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces, Cancer. I don't know. Maybe you're off scot free. You'll be fine. Don't, don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
We're just gonna take that
We're
and
just
run
gonna
with
go.
it.
Okay.
But
So
also, if you want to
Aries,
comment
Libra.
and let us know if you're an astrology girly,
I don't
let
know
us
why this
know.
isn't like, I probably skipped a chunk. So I apologize, you guys. We're not professionals. Okay. Aries, Libra, Leo, and Scorpio. Exes, nostalgia, and revisiting your past choices is going to come bubbling to the surface. And then also be careful with your spending habits and your spontaneous financial decisions. Don't make those feel good purchases
That
for
sounds
a
like a
thing that
Taurus
you're
thing
just,
to me.
yeah, that does sound like Taurus.
Throw me in there.
We'll just throw Taurus on there. Like if you lose your job, don't go buy a lamp so you can see how bad your life sucks. Um, just be careful with your spending habits and your spontaneous financial
Oh my
decisions.
God.
And again, you guys, you have a month, so it's like think things through, like sit down, and if you feel like you're jumping into something too quickly, just give it a beat. Take a beat. Be like, what do I want? How is this going to serve me? And it's like we did this last week with the releasing. Does this serve my greater good? Is this aligned with my life path? Or is this just making me feel good in the moment? And that's okay if it's making you feel good in the moment, but don't make it bigger than it is. Just be like, this is fine for now. But I also know that eventually I'm going to have to let it go, but with harm to no one. So, like, don't agree to partner with somebody and then drop out last minute. You can take a part time job with a corporation and then quit without notice. Who gives a shit? But, don't sign up to do something with one other person and then kind of leave them hanging and they don't
Bone
know
'em.
that it's just whatever for you. And so, having said that, okay, so the pre-shadow begins June 12th, which has already passed, so we're in it. And I'll just like bring delays, emotional revisits, a little bit of mental fog. There will be communication issues. So if it starts to get testy and you're having, whatever, just be like, okay, well, dial it back. Let's let's try again. Let's try this conversation again. I'm gonna take a beat and let's try it again. Um, and then unfinished or repeating patterns and connections and partnerships and life stuff and how you kind of approach your day by day. Like if you have these patterns that you've done for a very long time and they're not serving you or the people around you, throw it out, knock that shit off, stop it. We all have stuff we can work on. We all have patterns and habits that we can get rid of. Do that. Get rid of it. So there you go. There's my summary. And we changed it up a little bit this week. We are going to do Two Girls, One Deck next before we do Cabinet
Mm.
Conjuring because we think that you might be here for tarot and you might not want to sit through all my bullshit before we get
Ah,
to it.
funny story. My one card got stuck in the box and it's the world. We were just talking about
Very
that last
nice. I
episode.
love it.
Oh, I'm gonna stick it in the middle of the deck. All right, give me a sec. I forgot to prep my deck. Deck. I know it sounded like I said something else, but here we are.
Mm. Oh, I had a whole other page.
Do you want to go through it?
No, I'm reading it and I'm like, it's just really just a summary of what I said.
Oh, I like his Taurus on there.
No.
All
It just
right.
says it's an opportunity to slow down and we're in the middle of the fire hose here and this is one of the points that we talked about last week about slowing down. So it's just a summary of what I already said.
Well,
Oh,
all
except I did
right.
say that Mercury is in Cancer, which is the crab, and then I have a note that just says crabby.
Oh my God.
We'll just go to the next page. Okay, go. Sorry.
Oh my God, I love it. So yeah, we're keeping in theme with Mercury being in the microwave and oh, excuse me. It's not even real bubbly. It's that Shirley stuff again. It just bubbles over here.
Shirley, again, if you're we're looking for a sponsor. There it is. Okay.
Um, anyway, um, so with everything going on with Mercury being in the microwave, it's going into the territory of the Re's. So, like reviewing, rethinking, revising, remembering, right? So, there's like this big window for like deep internal work and like making one of our absolute best times. So, like pull cards or do some sort of like other fun divination practice or just kind of go inward. Like, a lot of times people are like, oh, what's the point of pulling cards? I always tell people it's not like, I hate to use the word fortune, it's like fortune telling. People are like, oh, I don't want to know anything about my future and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's just an energy read. That's all it is. It's just what's going on right now. And like, it's just a tool for introspection. That's all. So we're not like focusing on future prediction. We're just kind of looking to see like what's going on in here. What's the subconscious blocks? Like, what do we need to uncover? What kind of identity stuff needs to be in alignment? That kind of stuff. But anyway, I digress. So I'm going to do 5 card pull today for this Mercury being in retrograde.
Okay.
I Let's see what happens. So this first slot is going to be kind of like the overarching lesson or the like, what's the focus of this retrograde for you, right? So let's see. Well, okay, well, two came out. Well, two swords in the upright for this like kind of first spot. Now that we got two that came right out, the Fool in the upright. This is kind of more of like a subconscious block, so an old belief, thought pattern. Like what's the baggage that you're ready to like clear out? I always start with three in my readings online, so I'm going to do 3 out of the 5 to start. Kind of like the way I like to read. I don't really like pull formal spreads, but ooh, Knight of Wands in the reverse. So this is like our crossroad position. This is kind of like past decisions, projects, relationships that could benefit from like a second like look or going along with that like a rewrite or a revision. With this Two of Swords, swords being this house of fuck around and find out. This is divine or like your team kind of giving you harsher lessons with love because you haven't really been listening to what you've needed, what they've been handing you. And the Two of Swords, when it's a traditional Rider-Waite deck, it's like the swords are crossed like this and she's blindfolded and it's not exactly feeling like you know which direction to go in. You're not feeling very confident. Um, with my Two of Swords, which I absolutely love. I don't know if you can see that.
I
Um,
love that deck so much.
I
I'm going to
know
say that
it's
every week. It's so pretty.
it is, but she's kind of looking up. She doesn't have a blindfold on. She's looking up. You can't really see the top of her face or her eyes, and her swords are pointing down. And it's almost like a ton of conviction the way I'm reading this. But this lesson or like the focus of retrograde for you in this first position with the Two of Swords is like that, like what we said earlier, shit or get off the pot. It's time to start making the fucking decisions not just like start making decisions, but the decisions you need to fucking make for yourself. These are the decisions that you've been putting off because you're like, well, if I do this thing, I know what the domino effect of that's going to be. I know then that this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and I'm not ready for that. You know how when you're talking to a girlfriend and she's like in a really shitty situation with some dude or a partner and you're just like you got to break up with them and they're like, "I know, I'm just not there yet. Like I'm not
Right.
fully ready yet because financially it's going to affect me, emotionally it's going to affect like all these effects are going to happen." It's like that's kind of where you've been, but now it's like, "Nope, we got to go. We got to move." And here's the thing. We got the Fool as the next card out. Can we see this okay? Right? So what
Yep.
I love about this card in particular is standing on the edge of the moon, looking up, ready to swan dive off, not even like realizing where they're gonna land because they don't fucking care. This is a card of like ultimate new beginning. This is right your, what do they call it? What are those books? The choose your own adventure books. Like this is
Oh,
like when we can like this is understanding that like this isn't just like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job and go get a new job. This is like I'm fucking ready for a whole new that like me, a whole new all of this. And
right.
then, it's like I want to charge forward, I want to move forward. I'm like excited. There's like an excitement. You see how I keep doing this? I'm like, it's because like there's like
Right.
this momentum building,
Well, the
momentum
thing
building.
is it's like I feel like everybody kind of has that bubbling under the surface wish. Not wish,
No, but like just that there's like a bub, like
like
it's
kind of
a
like a wish,
feeling.
like it's like, oh, I want to write a book, or I would like to take my art to a craft fair. I would like to start a podcast. I would like to whatever. And there's always a reason why you can't. I'm too busy. My job's too time consuming. Our schedules don't line up. It's I can't
Mhm.
afford the $50. I can't,
The
and you
limiting
just go,
beliefs.
I can't, instead of going, wait a minute, maybe I can if I just
Yeah.
A, B, or C. And instead of letting all these weird shit patterns that are in your life control what you actually want to do, just go, you know what? I'm going to take that leap of faith. And you don't have to throw everything else away. Just take the leap of faith, like
Well, it's
Borrow the
funny you
fifty
should
dollars
say
from your
that.
craft show.
It's funny you should say
So,
that because the third card out is the Knight of Wands. Wands being that house of
oh,
fire energy. It's passion, purpose, creativity, joy. This is a house of manifestation, faith, and creation. This is like believe to see, not see to believe. I always say, if you guys follow my readings, the Knight of Wands is your green light card. This is the shut your eyes and jump card. So not only do we have the Fool who looks like he's just shutting his eyes and jumping off this moon here, we now have, I mean, it's in reverse, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But this is that third card. This is like what needs to be revisited. What is it that like this like what past decision or situation can I be looking back at and going, you know what, had I done this, this could have happened. Or and it's not even like a what if. It's like this is a I wish I would have been braver in that moment. So instead of, and maybe that moment's gone, right? Maybe that moment is never going to come back. But what is coming back is the, oh, I have a do-over, is what I'm hearing. I have a
right. Like you
do-over.
have the opportunity and you're like, okay, I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to jump. And if everybody else doesn't have a parachute, then they can't come.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that's fucking
You know,
fine.
which is
And
fine. You know, it's like I want to, I want to go travel. I'm going to buy a motorhome and travel. And you know what? My friend or my roommate is like, we talked about doing this and now they can't because their job or whatever.
but go fucking do it
Fucking
anyway.
go because
Just fucking go do
just
it
go do it
anyway.
anyway.
But it's in reverse because I'm like, well, what's I read reversal as resistance. So I'm like, well, what's the resistance to this? And I hear it's like, it's just the fear. It's the fear. You're standing on the edge, you're
Yeah.
looking over and you're tipping forward and then you're pulling back. And I'm hearing like, just go, just jump. It's okay. Again, this is like your green light card. This is your permission slip. So all those other times where you've given yourself every reason to talk yourself off the ledge, it's like just, it's that time. Like, remember when you were a kid and it was like the first time you're getting into the pool for the summer season and it's always freezing cold because it's still
Yeah.
like yeah,
Or
like
the
night.
jumping off the diving board, and
Yeah,
it's
but
the
it's like you
worst.
just
And then
you
you'll
get
do
to a
it all
point.
summer, but you have to do it the first
It's
time.
that initial
Yeah.
jumping. Yes, it's the initial jumping off point that you have to just go, I fucked it up last time, so this time I'm going to do something differently. Or not even last time. Like this could be maybe you continually choose the worst fucking person ever as a partner and it's like I have the opportunity to finally do something different. I'm going to fucking do it. So then our fourth position, right? This is like what is it that needs to be released? I need to either stop swimming upstream against, this current. I need to stop square peg round holing. Like, where am I being met with resistance? And I need to just fucking let go and I need to step back. And we've got the chariot in reverse. And this is a success. It's a victory card. This is the fastest moving card in the deck. It's a timing movement card. And it's fucking ready or not, here I come energy. And with this being in the reverse, it's like, what did we just talk about, right? Like it's so funny because when we talk about like Mercury retrograde, it's like slowing down and like taking a breath. And like with this chariot being in reverse, that's exactly what it's asking you to do. It's asking you to stop running forward. Stop going as fast as you fucking can, as hard as you can, every freaking minute of every freaking day. It's like take a breath, take a beat, take a step back. I had a reading earlier today before we hopped on here. I had an hour-long reading with somebody, and I'm not kidding you. It was like kind of this theme, which is so perfect. I almost hope that they kind of watch this so they can anyway. But one of the messages I heard with like my clairaudience from the person I was working with was, even though it sounds counterintuitive, it's like the slow, like when you can slow down, you'll actually get to your end point quicker. But the more you
Right.
try to push forward, the more you try to force it, the more mistakes you're going to make, the more shit you're not going to see coming and you're not going to be prepared for. So it's then essentially going to take you longer because you have to backtrack and fix and fix and fix. And then it's going to take you longer to get to the end goal anyway. So slow down to actually get there faster is kind of what this is saying. And then our fifth card, it's like, what's that path forward? How are we integrating all of these lessons once Mercury stations direct, right? How are we going to move forward? And we have Seven of Pentacles, Pentacles being that earth energy, right? This is like where energy, time, and attention goes is what grows. This is foundation building. This is like very much abundance versus scarcity mindset. Typically Pentacles is about like wealth, career, finance, and some health stuff. But overall, what I'm hearing is this is about mindset. When the Seven of Pentacles comes out for me in a lot of my readings, what my team is trying to convey is be present. We cannot let the past dictate our future. And so what this is saying is slow down, look at the lessons, do the hindsight 2020 work, do the assessment, right? We said a few minutes ago during you talking about Mercury retrograde, that hangman energy, right? That's informed decision making. Fucking let yourself just chill for a minute, breathe, look around, assess what's going on, what was helping, what's hindering, what's working, what's not working. Because if we're going to continue to move with our past energy, if we're going to continue to, like we were talking about earlier with that crossroad, what am I going to do differently this time? If we're going to continue to make the same mistakes over and over again, you're going
Right.
to get fucking nowhere and your future's fucked. So this is saying, look at what's in front of you. We're not going to let the past creep up on us and dictate how we move, put shitty thoughts in our head, limiting beliefs in our head. We're going to learn from that past. That's what we're going to do with the past. So that way we can move forward. But we have to look at what's in front of us. We have to assess what's going on and just
You
do the
kind of
work.
have to look at, sorry,
And
go
I would say,
finish.
and just
Sorry.
and to have to do the work, right? Because Seven of Pentacles is just like hunkering down, and it's right before that Eight of Pentacles, which is mastering your craft. It's dedication. It's all of that. This is the well, what's the work that I need to do? What's the if I'm going to build this garden? What plants or what plants seeds do I need to sow? What kind of like watering system do I need? What kind of fertilizer do I need? It's like the planning. You're like sitting back and going, well, what is it that I'm going to need? So this is your shadow work season. And that's what fucking Mercury retrograde is really good
Yeah.
for when you're slowing down
Yeah.
is that shadow work, shining light on that dark. And so this is all asking you to make the fucking hard decisions, get ready for that fucking new beginning that you're rewriting for yourself, giving yourself
Right. And like
permission.
start cutting off stuff that isn't working. And this is like, you can look at your own behaviors and my past is affecting me this way, but also, and I said this many, many years ago, and I'm just trying to think about it. I'm like, okay, where was I living when I was just like, and I said it out loud and I said, I will no longer have somebody in my life that when I come to them and tell them that I have a new weird fucking hobby, like if I tell you that I'm going to take up chainsaw juggling, you need to say, oh my God, that sounds fabulous. When are you going to do that publicly? I'm going to come see you. And if that's not the response that I'm getting from you, you're off the list. Fuck all the way off. Because if you're like, oh, that's dumb, that's stupid, that sounds silly, and like not in a like, oh, let's, whatever. But if you have this thing that you want to do, you want to do a podcast, you're gonna like start making art out of clay, or you're gonna do this weird, you want to be a chainsaw juggler, or you're going to clown school, or whatever. You
Ooh,
pick just
clown
some
school.
random thing that's bringing you joy. That you're like, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna join this group. I'm gonna start, doing whatever, and you go to your people and you're like, hey, this is the thing that I'm doing. And they're like, oh, that's cool, and then they don't like your shit online. Absolutely not. If your friend posts something and they're excited about it, like that shit, that means something. And I know that the internet is not fucking real and it doesn't matter, but you know what?
It's called
But
effort.
just it, this much. That's all you think. Yeah, fine. I like your thing. That's all you need to do. You don't have the conversation. Just like their thing. But like, if you're coming at your group, or if you talk to like, you're talking to one friend, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing, and then it's gonna like, I'm gonna travel to do it, or I'm gonna whatever, and they're like, oh, but if you leave, then what's that gonna do to me? Off the list. Off the list, because you're not supporting me. You're worried about what's gonna happen if I'm not. Find your own thing. Go juggle your own chainsaw. Look, that's this week's. Last week was write that shit on a leaf. This week is go juggle your
Juggle.
own fucking chainsaw.
Love that. So, with that being said, I
Yeah.
pulled a little oracle, and I
Oh
really
yay.
love this. And I think I used it in like
Ooh,
our first episode, but there,
yeah.
oh, so we got the Scorpio card, which their artwork is
Okay.
fucking fantastic. I
Yeah, that's a
absolutely
good
love their artwork.
deck.
So, pardon my reading, but here we go. So, Scorpio is the eighth season of the zodiac year and the second sign of autumn. Summer is gone and winter is coming. Grief and change are all around us as we are forced to let go and welcome the cold darkness ahead. The once green leaves have changed, dried and fallen. The long sunlit evenings of summer are only a memory. The sky is dark and it's getting darker. Scorpio season is a season of deep, intense, and powerful transformation. A
All
tidal
right.
wave or I have a voice modulation problem, Tina. Sorry. Only those who watched SNL will know. Um, Scorpio season is a season of deep, intense, and powerful transformation. A tidal wave or a raging river wiping away the old to make space for the new. Themes of death, rebirth, grief, and change echo through the shadow that the season embodies. I mean, guys, if you needed a sign, you're a fucking sign. If Scorpio card has appeared in your reading, brace yourself for huge changes, deep introspection, and transformation. Weird. Didn't just talk about any of that. Allow yourself to be with these feelings as you ride the emotional waves that Scorpio season brings your way. Let these overwhelming sensations wash over you. Take a deep breath, dive deeper, deeper into the velvety water of the unknown. The vast darkness of Scorpio season has a lot to offer you right now, so sink into the mystery. I love that
I
because
love that.
we've just sat here talking about reflection. So
Yeah.
here we are. So here we are. Sorry, I know for those of you I was like showing in the video, this is Eight Coins Astrology Oracle. So it's written by it says eight Elon James Showell. Oh gosh, I am so sorry I butchered the hell out of that. I'll have to look up what that actually.
We'll
Eight?
put it in the notes or the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
We should probably put it in the comments because we haven't figured our notes out yet. And we did get a couple people from last week going, "Where are your notes?" And I'm like,
So yeah, we got to figure all this out. Well, okay,
oh,
this is also what I heard.
working on it.
Spotify, we have to like be on there for a certain amount of time, and then they'll let
Oh,
us
before
do
we can do notes.
transcript.
Okay, well, we'll just put it in the comments. For now, we're going to put
Apple,
everything in the
Apple
comments.
has notes. Apple does a transcript.
Okay. So Apple
So,
has notes. Spotify will put it in the comments. Oh, we have a YouTube. Oh, we'll do this all at the end.
mhm.
We'll do it at the end. We have so many things. Okay.
Cabinet Conjuring.
Okay. Oh,
Are you
it's
ready?
me. I'm up. Okay. So yeah, I am ready. We are doing, oh dear. I just have to grab an incense. It's burned out. Okay. All right. I'm moving my shelf, so I will have everything behind me next week, so we don't have to do all this bullshit. All right. We're doing. All right, there we go. I'm going to clean my jar out right now, and then we'll just skip this step, cleaning out my jar. All right, we're doing a honey jar for self-love this week.
Oh, I
So
love that.
yeah, instead of like a protection thing, which is really great. And it's super great if you're like a creative. You could, if you're not a creative, that's fine. But if you're like a creative person, you want to personalize some shit, this is great. So get a jar. I picked this guy um, for no reason.
Mhm,
He's not special. He was just smaller and in my cabinet. Um, if you have a jar that you love, use that. If you want to go buy something that's super, because you're gonna, it's for you. So
mhm.
you know, so he's he's cool, whatever. Anyway, do you want a little jar? And cleanse it out with some smoke, some incense. Do that. So what we need, our ingredients for this are honey for sweetness. You want some rose petals. You want lavender. And again, if you don't have these things, we are going to talk about why you can replace them with other things. Lavender, rosemary, which I don't have today because I was going to go clip some off of the path by my house and I forgot. And the guy behind the one that I have is dead and I didn't want to use that in a fresh jar. So I don't have it. Rose quartz, either way, clear quartz. If you don't have crystals, that's okay too. Moonstone, I'm using moonstone. That's my favorite. Pink salt or regular salt. Cinnamon, ground or stick. I'm using ground because it's a tiny jar. And some paper. So basically what we're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to write whatever your petition is that you like. And it's not like an I want this thing. It's I am worthy. I am above all else. Whatever your thing is, I treat my mind and my body with complete respect. So like things like that, like you're celebrating yourself. So you're going to write down affirmations that you're celebrating yourself in this jar. So, I am, it's a secret.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. I guess I should have written this before. Apparently, I'm writing a book. Okay. All right. So, you're going to take it and you're going to fold it towards you because you want it. And then you're going to put it in your jar. I'm putting in clear quartz. Clear quartz is to amplify your intentions. If you don't have clear quartz, that's fine. I do. I don't have any rose quartz. I have like a big chunk. Um, it won't fit. Also, it's doing other things in another room. So I have a little clear quartz. We're gonna put him in there. I have some moonstone, which I love. It's my favorite. Um, Moonstone is for like new beginnings and reducing like anxiety and stress and stuff. So we're gonna put. I have these little baby moonstones. Oh, look, and I got this moonstone ring from the painted frog on the whatnot, and it's beautiful. She made it for me. Anyway, okay, so moonstone, and then what are we putting in next? I have some rose petals, and I'm going to put in rose petals are like love and beauty. These are all things for you. You're doing all of these things for you. So I put some of the rose petals in there. I have peony petals because peonies are my favorite, and I just had some,
Me
and
too.
I love them. Um, I just had some, and I got from the Trader Joe's, and I took some of the petals. So we're gonna put some peony petals in there because it's my favorite petal. So again, this is where it's very personal. You can add or not add or subtract whatever you want to do. I'm gonna put in some lavender, which is clarity and calming, which is you can put lavender in pretty much everything. Again, for you. I have this really good lilac oil, which I'm going to use because I have it and I love the way lilacs smell. So we're going to use this. I'm going to putting that in there as well. Oh, it smells delicious. I love lilac. It smells like my grandma's yard. Okay. And then we're going to I'm using ground cinnamon this week. This came from the 99-cent store. So it's 99-cent store ground cinnamon is equally as good as ground cinnamon you can get anywhere else. So we're going to put some of that in there. Cinnamon it removes negative energy. It's for empowerment and self-worth. And then we're going to put in some pink salt for purification and protection. I happen to have pink salt. If you don't have pink salt, you can use regular salt. Also fine. It's intention.
If you
Apparently I
can
have pink
grind
salt
it.
and I can't use the grinder. Okay. Put some pink salt in there. And then, okay, so we have our affirmations, our crystals, the flowers, herbs, and salt. And then we're going to take honey. This is the only honey I have left. I usually have better honey than this.
First of all, if you're not watching this, you have to go watch this. Look at it's like the littlest bit left. I love it.
What
It looks
happened?
so good.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
it's
love
ridiculous. I'm like, oh,
she's like,
shit,
this
I
is
don't
all
have
I
any
got left.
honey. And then I'm like, this is all I have left. So we're going to use this honey. I usually have better honey. I mean, this isn't
No.
terrible.
But this is why I love
It's from
Cabinet
a bee at
Conjuring.
some
It's like,
point. It's actually honey. Okay, so we're going to put honey in, and then you want to put the honey all over the top, and that's for sweetness, and that's for you. And you're going to put the honey all over the top of that
I'm
guy.
like,
Yeah, this is why I'm saying, you guys, it's not whatever you got. Seriously, here
whatever's
we're
in the
doing we're
cabinet.
doing our best. I haven't been to the store. Okay, but we're gonna.
But exactly.
Okay, so we put the lid on now. You can seal it with wax. And you can seal it if you have a pink candle. That's great because that's for love and self-love and all of those things. And you can seal it with a pink candle. If you don't have a pink candle, we talked about this last week, you can use whatever candle you have. I don't recommend using black. Not great, but honestly, if you have a black candle and you don't have other candles, you might want to reevaluate your candle situation.
Evaluate your
I'm
fucking
just
life.
saying they're very cheap. Just that's fine. Just if you want to seal it with some wax, that's great. And then decorate it. make it your own, make it personal. I didn't bring any stuff out here because clearly I don't even have enough honey to do this thing, so I didn't bring it. But you can wrap a ribbon, hang some charms, make it your own, put some wax if you have a seal or some stickers or whatever you want to do to this to make this your absolute own, because this is yours and this is your honey jar. This is for your self-love. This is for you. This is your own. So it's like very much your own little thing. And then when you're done with it and it's decorated and it's, and your own little prayers are in here, you can put it by your bed and you can sit with it every night before you go to bed. You can put it on your altar if you have an altar. If you don't have an altar, you don't need to have an altar. That's fine. You can put it on a shelf. So you can put it next to your coffee maker so you remember to sit on that every day. Like if you're all over the map and you don't remember to do everything every day, that's fine. Don't beat yourself up if you're not remembering to do stuff. Last night, I went to bed and then I woke up this morning and I went, oh shit, did I say my gratefuls and say goodnight to everybody last night and thank my house and everything? And I'm like, oh, probably not. I woke up and I'm all, sorry guys, I was really tired. Like it's just
Oops.
whatever. Put it right. Put it a place where you're going to remember. So wherever that is. So then this is yours and it's got all of your little things in there. And you can put extra things in there that mean stuff to you. You can put little shells in there if they mean stuff to you. If you have special little rocks that mean something to you, build your own thing. And as you put everything in there, put it in with intention. These are shells, from whatever. This is whatever it means to you, obviously. Anything that's important, if you'd like to put it in the jar, do that. If there's flowers that are your favorite, put them in the jar. If you have herbs that are your favorite, put them in the jar. But also look up, because a lot of times people start throwing stuff into stuff, and certain herbs are good for like you want to put coffee if you're doing a spell and you want it to be quick. Coffee in there, but then if you put other things in there, it might, you're kind of whatever.
Counteract.
So if you're going to put extra herbs in there that are your favorite herb, that's absolutely fine. But make sure you Google how it's used in certain practices so you're not pushing against the thing that you already put in there and now you've just made it neutral, is all I'm saying. So that's our nope, that's not that. Okay, so that's our spell for this week. I will put that in the comments. We'll do it. And it was brought to my attention that I wasn't putting stuff in the comments, so I'll do that. Hi, Mel. Thank you for bringing things to my attention. You're the best.
I was
We
gonna
love
say,
Mel.
shit, was I supposed to be doing that? Fuck.
No. Mel's the best. Mel shows up early and then
Thanks, Mel.
messages me and tells me that I'm not doing things. Mel's also with me on my other platforms doing stuff. She's the best lady ever. Okay. So there we go. Build your jar, make it for you. It's for self-love. It's not for anybody but you. So make this. It's the best thing. Oh, heart, yay. Okay. Oh, we added a new segment this week. It's called Girl Dinner. So we had talked about this when we started the podcast, and we said we were going to do pop culture-y weird shit, not
If we could
pop
find
culture-y,
it.
but not pop culture-y in the like Kardashian sense of the word, but like interesting stories or weird shit that's happening or what president talked to aliens or anything like that. So anyway, so right now,
Ooh. Go on.
okay, we can do that.
Go
Right
on.
now, there is a court date in Hanover, Pennsylvania. So I don't know if you guys have followed this. I'm going to do a very brief what's happening and then own an opinion that I had right out of the gate, because I'm going to use this as an opportunity to point out that sometimes all of us make a decision before we have all the information. So the owner of the shop is Beck Ravenswood. The name of the shop is Serpent's Key, and they're in Hanover, Pennsylvania. And this is being billed as the last witch trial, and it's in Pennsylvania in 2026. And that's stupid and shitty, and we shouldn't be doing this now. So what had happened was she owns this really cute shop. It's called the Serpent's Key. They have like essential oils and they have like clothing and witchy stuff and stuff for your altar and books. And they do seminars and classes and all this stuff, but they also do tarot readings and fortune telling. Now, in Pennsylvania, there is a 163-year-old law on the books it's the fortune telling statute, and it basically says you cannot do tarot, palm readings, tea leaves, medium, psychic, anything like that for money, because it's considered like fraud. You're scamming. You're trying to do whatever. So this has been on the books for 163 years. So in 20, I'm going to get the year wrong because I didn't write it down. I want to say 2022 or 23, maybe. I want to say 22. The Hanover police chief and the police department walked into her shop and said, and she said they were super aggressive. And she was like, hey, I'm going to record this. I'm going to film it. And they were like, absolutely not. You can't do that. Now, I don't know. What are you going to do if I do? So there is a video of them coming in, but there's no audio. And I guess she was trying to phone it, just to kind of get a back and forth of what was happening. But you can see a video. If you guys want to Google what's happening, you can Google it and you can see the video of them kind of coming in all stormtroopery. So they came in and they basically said they wanted to let her know that tarot card reading was illegal in Pennsylvania, and super aggressive about it. But then they said, we're not going to do anything about it now. We just wanted to let you know. But if we get any complaints or any feedback, we're going to come back and arrest you. You're going to be facing jail time and or a $2,500 fine. There were no complaints before this happened. There have been no complaints till right now. So we're in 2026. Still no complaints. No one's complaining. She's one of 4 metaphysical or kind of witchy shops in her area. She was the only one that was singled out. So she's like, I don't why
me?
All the other 3 have been there for a while. She's brand new. They kind of singled her out. So she was like, absolutely not. Fuck that. I'm filing a lawsuit. So she filed a lawsuit against the Hanover Police Department and the Hanover Borough. Now, every news outlet story that I looked at, every article I looked at, every Facebook that I looked at, I was just trying to go down the rabbit hole and figure out what was happening. The police department was like, no comment. We don't have anything to say about the matter. They're not even gonna
Well, because it's so fucking ridiculous. But go on.
right. It's so stupid. So she filed a lawsuit, and then the state attorney general filed a motion to dismiss the case. They're like, yeah, absolutely not. We want to dismiss this. Her case is stupid. We're going to dismiss it. Now, the few articles that I read, and this is me owning my own shit, the few articles that I read were written, first of all, a couple of them were clickbait, and it was hard to follow because there was all these ads for weird shit in between, and I was trying to follow what was happening, and I'm like, this is so confusing. And it was statutes and who said what, and I wasn't really following it. So I thought that the judge was at fault. So then I rabbit holed down the judge's profile. I was like, oh, I see who nominated you. Of course you don't want to do this. And then I went back and went, oh, you're not the problem. My bad. I'm sorry. So I'm going to admit publicly that we need everybody across the board, no matter what your thing is, do more research, because you might be making assumptions. Because I made an assumption and then I rabbit holed, and I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and assume that everybody that she's not, the judge is not the problem. I don't know. This isn't over yet, but from right now, it looks like she's not the problem. Don't make assumptions. Anywho, spent a half an hour researching this lady. So the state filed a motion to dismiss the case in July of 2025. And then last week, the judge denied the dismissal and said, absolutely not. I'm going to hear this. I want to hear this. This is ridiculous. I would like to hear what's going on. So it's actually very exciting. She's excited that I'm sorry, my bad. They're excited. Beck Ravenswood, they are excited that they get to go have their day in court and they get to talk about it. And so I guess they're having like a video meeting at the end of July. So this is still ongoing. So at the end of July, they're going to have a video meeting so they can kind of decide how they're going to move forward with it. And it's not dismissed, and they get to have their day in court and they get to talk about it. So the thing is it is considered a third-degree misdemeanor, which is crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
So
fuck.
right. So the thing is, and this is in my opinion, this is just my opinion. So this is my hot take. Um, Everybody's saying, well, oh, it's because it's a scam, because you're taking money for a thing that's a scam, right? Like you're fortune telling, tarot, reading palms, or like it's a scam and you're scamming people out of their money.
Ghost health insurance.
Well,
Sorry, go
okay,
on.
but if it's a scam, and then they're like, oh, but it's gambling. Well, why are we having bingo nights and raffles at the church?
Mhm.
You know? Yeah, and health insurance, you're just betting against the company that you're not going to be sick.
Not
Or so
even
is car
that.
insurance.
They don't,
I bet that I'm not going to crash my car. But anyway,
it's
I
all a
digress.
scam. All of
Yeah.
it's a scam.
So the thing is it's very classist and racist because tarot and fortune telling was income for many different groups of people back in the day. So that's why the law was on the books. In
Hmm.
my opinion, I don't know. I'm not 163 years old. Uh, just never mind. I'm not 163 years old,
Are you sure?
despite what you may have heard. So it's extremely classist because it's like, oh well, you can't do these things that are bringing you income because we're deciding that they're A, B, and C.
Yeah.
They don't fit into the norm. It's not Christian values. It's not
Don't even get me
whatever. I
fucking
could I
started.
could deep I could deep dive on that so much. I will not. However,
We should do
um,
an episode on it though.
oh, I would love to do an episode on it, but it's going to be very long and I'm going to be very loud. I have a lot of opinions about a lot of things. Um, okay, so last summer, there was a bill introduced to remove the law. So it could go either way. So the thing is if that actually gets passed, the law will get removed anyway. So either way, they said that they're going to be excited about how it lands, but
Yeah.
they would like to have their day in court because the thing is it's erasing it's kind of religious freedoms,
Yeah. I was
and
gonna
it's
say, like,
it's erasing religious freedoms. So we'll see where it lands. I mean, so that's where we're at. So if you guys want more information or you want to deep dive on it or you want to see who the judge is and you can see why I thought one way and I'm still skeptical. However, it was a 2018 appointment as opposed to recently. So that's all I have on that. But anyway, if you guys would like to deep dive on this and see why I made the opinions that I had very quickly, and then also get more information, and she has a super cute um, Instagram page, and they do events there. So if you're in Pennsylvania or near Hanover, Pennsylvania, I that go there, support. It's called Serpent's Key. It's Beck Ravenswood, and you can just Google it and look up all of the stuff, and then you can kind of scroll and rabbit hole from there. I mean, this could be a whole episode about talking
yeah, I
about
know, right?
everybody involved. The police chief is not great guy at all.
Oh, weird. Fucking,
So
let
weird.
me guess, is
So
he
he's not he's
older
not
white man?
great. He's got a lot of history. I feel like maybe not in our third podcast are we going to start putting people on blast like that. But if you guys want to, I'm happy to send you. Here's the information. Go down that path and see why I came to my own conclusions. But
Hmm.
anyway, so if you can support her, even if you can just support her online, they do really great stuff in the community and they make meals. for unhoused people, and they collect stuff for women's shelters, and they do all this really great stuff. So Serpent's Key in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Um, Look them up, follow them, just do a thing,
Hmm.
help in the community out. All right, that's what I got.
Yay.
Hooray!
I really had to hold back. I'm sorry. I know I was very quiet that whole time. I was just like,
No, no,
there were
no, no, no.
so
You're
many.
good because
I don't know where we're
no,
headed right
go.
now because I'm like, ain't this some fucking shit?
Yeah.
But I'm in some feels right now, so maybe I should wait until I'm done with my period before I answer any of that or have anything to even
Um,
say about that because I might
Hold on.
say
I
some
think
shit.
she said Michigan. Hold on. I'll look it up really quick. Um, Also, Minnesota. It's also illegal to do tarot for money in Minnesota.
That's so
So
crazy to me.
it's not just Pennsylvania. So I mean, honestly, if you guys want to look up your state and then go and put it in the comments, you know,
I would love to know
and
where else this is illegal.
write some letters because this is dumb. And I know that there's other laws on the books that are equally as stupid and just kind of rolled over and nobody paid attention to them. But the problem with that is kind of where we're headed now. Any of these like laws that are sort of invisible that nobody has enforced in 100 years, if they're still on the books,
They can be enforced.
they're still enforceable. And a lot of the stuff that's been on the books for 150 years are going to hurt marginalized communities and women and
Hmm.
religious freedoms and stuff. So, I mean, look up your state, do some research, see what's going on in your state, and see where you can make a difference. And if it's super important or you want to get other people involved, put it in our comments.
Here for it.
Yay. Yeah. All right.
I,
Do you have any summary stuff?
huh? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Wrap it up. What do you
Right?
got?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, no, because I was gonna say I did not get any questions this week.
Oh,
Also
that's what
because
we're missing. I'm like, oh, do we have a question? We didn't get one.
we didn't get a
We have
question
no
this
question.
week. We have no question this week.
Okay.
But
All right. Well,
we've replaced it with girl dinner though. And
we
we've been
did
doing
replace
this
the
for a
girl dinner.
while and we're trying to keep it to at least an hour so everyone can go about their day. So and not
That's
hear our
good. Yeah,
rantings
that's
and
like that's
ravings.
a commuting time. So yeah, we have a YouTube channel
Yeah, because
now.
I got real weird and ADHD last night and was like, oh, I'll just create a whole YouTube channel now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's this as
So
well.
you can send us your questions on the Instagram. You can find us on My Cards Told Me To on YouTube now.
Hmm.
On Instagram, on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, and
And the
then tell the
TikTok.
people where and the TikTok, and then tell the people where they can find you if they want to get a personal reading.
Nickel City, mossandmoon.com. I'm like, wait a minute. I had to think about that for a second. I'm on
You
some
almost said
cold
Wax and
meds
Wayne,
too.
didn't you?
I almost said waxing. So just so you guys know, I used to own an art studio here in Buffalo, New York. It was called Nickel City Wax and Wayne. And then I was doing readings out of that. And then I kind of segued into Nickel City Moss and Moon when I started my day job, doing my day job with, and then I could not do my art studio anymore. Conflict of interest. Um, but yeah, so I needed like to separate everything. So Nickel City Moss and Moon is where you can find me and a bunch of other lovely readers. So read through the bios, and if one strikes your fancy, book with us. If you're not local, we do one-on-one virtual, just like this, right? So it's still conversation, still good energy. I record them because I do them via Zoom, so I can send you the link, which would be great. I also have, I'm getting back to the teaching. I've been teaching for years now. And so
Oh, you
I'm
have
doing,
that workshop coming up,
I do have a workshop
right?
coming up,
Yeah.
a virtual beginner tarot. So it's intuitive development and reading tarot. So it's 6 weeks. It's Wednesdays from 6 to 8, starting August 5th. But again, you can go on to any of our socials. You can go on to mossandmoon.com, nickelcitymossmoon.com, and sign up. You can pay per class or you can pay in full. It's a little tiny bit cheaper if you pay in full. I think it's like the cost of it's like 5 classes versus 6 if you pay in full. But yeah. I like
I love
teaching.
that.
I love doing all this stuff. I know today was very quiet. I am on a lot of cold meds. So I'm just like, "Bleh. Hello, I'm here. Hi. How are you?"
That's
I'm
good. That's
like,
good. Yeah, you guys sign up for her classes are really good.
they are super fun,
Uh,
virtual, and you get to do it from the comfort of your own home. And people are like, "Is it a little weird that like you're on a computer?" And I'm like, "No, it's actually really fun because we've done a bunch of them, and we have a Facebook community where you can, once you sign up for the class, you can jump in, and then you're on Facebook Messenger, and you've got a wonderful community of other readers and people to learn from that have been either past students, current students, people just kind of in our community." So,
yeah, that's good. Oh, also, you guys, if you do any of the rituals, or you make a jar, or you went and you like
mhm.
did the leaf last week or anything like that, and you make a video, and we're not saying do it for the gram, we're not saying, whatever, but if you feel like sending a photo and showing us that you did the thing that we did the tutorial about, and then post it and then tag us in it, we will respond to everything that's happening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's amazing. So if like, I mean, on a participation level, we want to hear from you. We want to see what you're doing. We want to see if it's actually affecting your life, or if you're picking up the things and running with it, or whatever. So you can
We're
find
just
me. But
I was like, we're just sticking your head in the microwave. It's fine.
you could, yeah, just get in the microwave until the 23rd.
Get there with
Um,
get there with Mercury.
You can find me at 125curiosity.com. I do have it's like t-shirts and clothing and gift boxes and weird shit and this stuff. Um, or you can come find me on the Whatnot, where I auction off band t-shirts twice a week, and it's 125 Curiosity, and it's pretty fun and kind of silly. And Mel will be there.
I know.
So so that's it. Okay, well, thank you guys. That's the end of
Thank
episode
you.
3. That's amazing. Look, we did
Hopefully it was
it.
fun.
Okay,
Yay.
bye.
Okay, bye.